Good morning. Today, I'm going to show you how to throw a hollow donut on the wheel because that was going to be our demo today. And then after you're done watching the video, and I'll keep it brief, there's a little quiz that you're going to take on Schoology. And then remember, you have to have that done by 3 p.m. That counts as your attendance for today, as well as being a graded assignment. So watch along. Here we go. So this is probably about 5 or 6 pounds of clay. I'm gonna dry center, I'm gonna wet center. I'm gonna cone the clay. All right, I'm gonna focus on my perfect centering. Normally you would be on a bat when you're throwing a donut on the wheel. I do not have a bat on this wheel, which means that I'm probably gonna be distorting it when I pull it off the wheel today. So if you plan to make a donut on the wheel, I think there's about 3 or 4 wheels right now that have pins in the wheel head, and so you can use a bat. So I'm digging the hole. Bring this down a little bit. I'm digging the well, and I'm going to dig that well all the way through till I hit the wheel head. Okay, so I've gone all the way through. Now I'm going to widen that well by pulling toward myself. I'm flattening the top a little bit. So right now I have a solid donut, but I want a hollow donut. So to make the hollow part, I'm going to dig a well. I'm going to use my sponge for that. I'm going to dig a second well, similar to what you did for the chips and salsa. So I'm going to dig till I have a 1/2 inch left on the bottom. I'm going to pull that toward myself. So it is a lot like the chips and salsa. The only difference is obviously there's no bottom to this middle part like there was with the chips and salsa. Then, now that I've dug my 2 wells, I am going to raise the inner wall up and out. And I'm going to raise the outer wall up and in. And I bet you can see where this is going. Eventually, I'm going to try to bring these 2 walls together. Okay, now I'm slowly going to bring my walls together until they touch. So it's kind of like doing an enclosed project like you learned for the lidded jar. I'm going to keep bringing it together until they touch. Okay, now they've touched, but that connection is not a strong connection. So I need to take my steel scraper and I'm going to compress up and over several times. So I'm rolling that steel scraper over and then over again and then over again until I've hopefully really compressed and strengthened that seam where the 2 edges came together. Now I've got 2 undercuts that I have to do, one in the middle. So I'm going to do my undercut there to make my donut come in and begin to be round on both sides. Because right now it's round on the top, the part that I can see, but the underside is not. So I did an undercut on the inside. Now I'm doing an undercut on the outside. And then when this is leather hard, I would flip it over and then I would carve the bottom to be round like the top. So I truly have a donut that's round on both sides. Now I'm gonna pretend here in a moment that my clay is leather hard, and I'm gonna do a step that you would not do on the first day that you make the pot. You would wait till things are leather hard. I'm just gonna compress it one more time. Steel scraper, up and over. All right, I need a wire cutter for this. So I could decide how I want to use this donut. Maybe I want to use it in the configuration that it is right now, like this donut teapot. This person just used it flat, and then here's where they cut their opening. They actually made a second donut and attached it for the handle, so really nice unity there. So that's one way I could use this donut. I could also cut it off my wheel, and when it's leather hard, I could trim the backside to be round, and then I could use the donut like this. Add some little feet to the bottom so it stands up, add my spout. There's where the lid goes. So that's another way to use a donut. But I'm gonna show you yet another technique. I'm gonna wire cut this guy. And again, I'm risking distorting it because I'm not on a bat, but there's my donut. I would need to trim that side when it's leather hard. But another option is you can actually cut your donut and just use a portion of it. So maybe, just to show you that it is hollow inside, I could put a slab here and a slab here, and then have my donut actually stand like that, like a macaroni noodle or a rainbow. And then I could attach a spout, I could attach a handle, cut my lid. So there's different ways that you can utilize a donut. There's not just one way to do it. You can kind of stretch your creativity. So that is your last new wheel technique that I'm gonna be teaching you. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna teach you how to make a spout next week. But you have 3 days this week, you have 5 days next week, and then the final week, I believe, is the week after that. And there's gonna be no clay work that week, which means you have 8 days to work on this teapot project, and it's your most elaborate project. So your assignment for today is to answer the questions that ask you basically, what are you gonna do on your first day working on your teapot, which is tomorrow? What are you gonna do on your second day? What are you gonna do on your third day? So I know that you have a game plan. So when you're back here in class tomorrow, you'll be able to hit the ground running. All right, thanks for watching. Answer the questions by 3. Bye-bye, see you tomorrow.